Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 9 of the Bullshooting Podcast. William Stuart here, alongside me this evening. A couple goodies that we've had on our stream before. Of course, you know them as our commentary crew, Mr. Ryan Mooneyham and Sean Green. Guys, how's it going?
Oh, doing all right. It's starting to fall. Leaves are going to start turning and dropping soon.
That's the truth. Of course, we got
Dark
one guy.
season, baby. Dark season and everything.
We got one guy repping his Colts gear here, of course, pulling a little dirty trick on us as we're both Chiefs fans, unfortunately. He's going to give this one to us. Sean, the floor is yours, my man.
Well, that's right. Listen, I just want to let everyone know, 10.5, I think was the line that you said that you set for yourself. 10.5. So, did we win? Did the Colts win? Hey, we are the only team that is 1-1-1, and we couldn't be happier.
Well, take it in stride,
No
sir.
playoffs,
We'll see what happens, I guess. But a little football talk here on USA Darts. That's quite all right. Welcome to the stream, folks. Thanks for joining us. We do have our chat live, so if you have any questions, please go ahead and throw those out for us on our USA Darts Facebook and or YouTube. For those that are catching this after the fact on our podcasting platforms, thanks for joining us. Tune into those live feeds when we do them. So we definitely appreciate you being here live and in person. But let's get on with it, guys. We're here for a reason. We got lots to talk about as we got the CDC, the World Series, Euro Tour. We got WDF darts. We also have the TOC coming up. So that's mainly the reason why we're here is, Ryan, you're playing. Sean, you're going to be commentating with us. So it's going to be nice to get both perspectives here. But let's get on with it with CDC weekend number 4. A little recap there. Sean, you were there in person as we kind of decided who was going to the Continental Cup, as well as a couple World Championship decisions being made there. It was, Danny Baggish coming on top in event number 10. That pretty much secured him an Alley Pally berth this year for the 3rd time in a row. Let's get your thoughts on that real quick.
Honestly, Danny had to put up a fantastic performance. Under that pressure was very, very well done. Alex Bellman really he mapped it out before the whole thing started. He came over, he's like, I need to do this. I need this to happen. How great of a storyline would it be if we were going into the final of the final day, and whoever won that just got the spot? Like, wouldn't that be great, Sean? And Danny basically sealed that completely off from happening by taking out Stowe in the finals of the first one. And how about Stowe bunts, man? It was so cool to see him. Yeah.
Stowe did quite well in those two, the weekend. Honestly, he had 2 finals appearances. Unfortunately, losing both in event number 10 and 11. He lost to Jim Long, and let's be honest, wasn't the best of matches, but it was a final. So give kudos where it's due. As Jim Long finally lifted another CDC title again, that was kind of great for him, and doing so over Stowe. Yeah, kudos to Stowe, and he kind of secured a berth in that Continental Cup, doing so with all that stuff, with all the nice finishes.
Yeah, he was upset after Saturday, just because he lost both finals. But I kind of reminded him as he was leaving, hey man, you're pretty much in the Continental Cup now. From 10 points in 48th place to in the Continental Cup, it really does show just how unique the point system is and how cool it is for someone in event number 4 or weekend number 4 to be able to jump up that many spots and secure themselves in the top 16. I thought that was really cool, and for Stowe to do it, hats off to Colin Rath. Before the event even started, the whole weekend, he's like, you know what? You know who I got in this? Stowe. Stowe's going to win one of these. And it was before he started any run whatsoever. Hats off to Colin there, because he saw something that no one else did at WADA the weekend before. So
Well, hats off to him, because I wouldn't have picked him at all. I just, it's one of those guys that there's so many good shots, and eventually, you're just going to come up to one of those guys. But hey, still had his weekend, and kudos to him for doing so, securing that berth in the Continental Cup. Jacob Taylor also winning that weekend in event number 12. He won 7-5 over Gary Mawson. Just to kind of touch note on some eye-popping things on my side. 9 90-plus averages in event number 10.
Yeah.
14 85-plus averages in event number 11. And 10 90-plus averages in event number 12. That is the kind of good stuff we're seeing on the CDC Tour. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, man, it's it's easy to do commentary when the darts fly like that. Let me just say that first and foremost. It makes it really easy. The job is just fun at that point. You're just sitting back and watching some great darts. They're up there. We're getting up there. We have even averages with the Evolution Tour, I'd say, at this point, overall average-wise, and we're right there. And the guys just keep getting better and better. Stowe Bunce out of nowhere. Alex Spellman out of nowhere. Jacob Taylor now. The truth is really kind of flying. He has 3 wins this season. Dave Cameron 3 wins, gets that World Championship spot, which I'm so excited for him. He's so nice, such a nice guy. And to just congratulate him when he got it accomplished, it was really cool. Same thing with Danny Baggish. Hats off to both of them. I know they're going to represent us really well over there, along with Leonard.
Well, a couple more mentionables here. Over 12 events, 14 players with an average of 85 or higher. So we're getting there, folks. The U.S. and North America, that means U.S. and Canada, are getting there. We're seeing the numbers increase, and actually, for overall averages, your number one person, you mentioned him, Alex Spellman, actually,
yep,
with a 91.27, I believe it was what it was overall. And you mentioned the Evolution Tour. We're going to see an Evolution Tour individual in the Continental Cup, and Joey Lanaugh. He will play 2 events. He'll play the Continental Cup, and he'll also play a final in the Evolution Tour against Caden Anderson. So I'm looking forward to that one. But just to rattle off all the names for you, Continental Cup participants: Danny Baggish, David Cameron, Jacob Taylor, Leonard Gates, Alex Spellman, John Norman Jr., Larry Butler, Matt Campbell, Jim Long, Gary Mawson, Steve Warnock, Chuck Pulio, Joey Lanaugh, Stowe Bunce, Keith Way, and Ryan Vanderwitt. Anybody you got your eye on there, Sean?
Well, I do want to first say that list might not be the actual list. I don't know how many of those guys. I know that's the top 16, but I don't know how many of them are able to attend out of the 16. I don't know how many of them have accepted, or if all of them have. I'm hoping that all of them have. I have no assumption to believe otherwise, but I know that there is a PDC event weekend that weekend too, so it's just something to kind of keep your eyes on there. But it's hard not to have your eyes on Alex Spellman. It's hard not to have your eyes on someone like a Matt Campbell, a Danny Baggish. Joey Lanaugh could come in and shock the world. I want nothing more than to see Joey Lanaugh in the finals of the Evolution Tour, which is cemented right in between the finals of the actual event. So have to play back to back when it's supposed to be a break for them. I think that would be hilarious. I'm just saying.
That would be quite funny. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what the pros do when they go to the professional side and play. They're kind of obligated to do certain things, so we'll see if this list kind of changes a little bit and or not. As I'll go ahead and actually finally push over my button. Sorry about that. But I did want to ask Ryan too, because Ryan, did you have an eye on anybody? I know you've been kind of just watching from an outside point of view on the CDC side of things. Anybody you got your eye on, buddy?
David Cameron. Cameron has played really, really well. Spellman's putting up the numbers. Cameron's been putting up the W's.
He's got
He won again this weekend.
He got a World Senior title as well underneath his belt. Yep. So, he's been producing the goods. He was in the New York or the U.S. Masters. My apologies. So, yeah, I think that's an individual to keep your eye on as well. Good drop there, Ryan. Good drop there. What do you have to say, Sean?
I'm just going to say there are 3 guys that are former Continental Cup champions that are qualified for this. Leonard Gates, Larry Butler, and Gary Mawson. Gary Mawson shot very well weekend number 4. Ended up in the final of that last event, shooting very well to do so. Larry Butler has been back to kind of his old self. I'm interested to see what kind of damage he can do there. And then Soldier, you never want to count out Soldier. I'm just saying. But I like the pick of Dave Cameron. Dave Cameron's consistent wise. He can average 106 in a match. If his doubles are hitting, he's very, very tough to beat.
Soldiers pulled in a lot of dough this year on the old Aki, and I think he could very well put in a little bit more. But we'll have to find out and see. But hey, if you want to, there are tickets available for this, folks. So head on over to champdarts.com, grab a ticket, a table ticket. How about that? Watch these guys in action, in person at Queens Woodside, New York. So I'm looking forward to possibly attending that myself, but I think I got Witch City the next weekend, so I may have to bow out. I may be watching on pdc.tv. You can do that as well if you can't make the event, so go ahead and do that, folks. But hey, let's get into some World Series and Euro Tour talk here. What do you guys say? We had 3 participants from North America in the World Series finals, which was kind of a treat. Leonard Gates getting a surprise berth in that field after a North American Championship win, as well as Danny Baggish and Matt Campbell. We made some pretty good runs. Ryan, you said you pretty much watched the event throughout its duration. What did you think about our North Americans there?
Baggish was playing so well to that final leg. I mean, it was a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If he could have came out of those first 6 darts, he takes it and moves on. Gates come up against Peterson. Gates was relaxed. I don't know if you've noticed him on stage lately, but this is kind of what Leonard's been doing. You know, he's been when he's loose, and then he beats Devin, and then he wouldn't. I don't think that he was as sharp against James Wade, but Wade's presence can intimidate anyone. But Gates, he looked pretty good, and then of course, Matt coming straight through 6-3 and then running into Gerwin Price. I mean, a 6-5 against Gerwin Price. I mean, you got to be hats off to that performance. It was a good series. Of course, that final of Price and Dirk was whoever broke won. Price breaks him and then never lets up. He just stayed in front on his legs, and that was it.
Well, I'm glad you pretty much touched base on everything I had to say there in a quick fashion. I mean, it was a shame Danny Baggish didn't get the win over Ryan. It was really looking promising there.
6 darts. Danny gets 6 darts to come out the way he needs to in that final leg. He moves on to the next round.
I would 100% agree with you.
Darts 7, 8, 9, he comes out and he starts firing. It was those nervy 6 darts that got him. That was it.
Yep.
6 darts.
Yep. 6 darts, and that'll cost you on the PDC Tour, folks. Leonard Gates with a nice 6-4 win over Devin Peterson. Matt Campbell with a 6-3 win over Vincent Vandervoort. And listen to this, 95.46 average for Matt in that one, 96 for Vincent. But it was that next match against Gerwin Price, which was really a telling sign for where Matt's at in his career. This guy could really be the one that makes that run into the top 32 possibly next year. I mean, a 98.72 average against Gerwin Price and pushed him to the limit the whole way. And Gerwin was your event winner. What's your thoughts, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. Matt Campbell can play with the best of them. He's already made a final now on the PDC. Even though it was a floor event, we know how Matt Campbell is on stage. He's steady. He does everything that he would normally do if he was in a floor event or on stage. We've seen both. And he's not distracted by any noise, which is actually kind of insane, how focused he can kind of be up there. But, yeah, he did great. I expected more out of him on the CDC this year, I'm going to be honest with you. But with how well he's done over on the PDC, I know where his focus has been lying, and it shows. He's done phenomenal over there. And he's going to do some big things.
Well, I can't help but just continue to tell you that is an ugly shade of blue behind you, sir, and I just can't stand it any more than the rest of us in the chat right now, so I'll just go ahead and mention that one for us real quick. But yeah, I hate it. I really do. I about chuck my remote
how's that
through the
kicker?
TV.
Remember when you said it doesn't matter who the kicker is, bud? It doesn't matter who the kicker is, bud. You said that. You said those words.
I did. My goodness. But overall, Gerwin Price.
The Colts make the playoffs.
I'm glad he's
Let's see if
mentioned
the
it.
Colts can make the playoffs. You get one win a year.
Oh, folks. Gosh. Getting off tangent, but I couldn't help it. Yeah, Gerwin Price with a nice 11-10 win here, and it was a 100.14 average for him compared to a 97.69 for Dirk. So, I mean, that right there, folks, that's an entertaining final, going the distance all the way.
Final.
It really was. It really was a
great
thriller.
Final. I didn't get up from the edge of my seat. Gerwin breaks him. That was it. And they just stayed with each other the whole way.
They're the two most exciting players in darts right now.
They really are. There we are. And a quick little touch. There's the man with the trophy himself. I like that little poker chip trophy that he's got there. Mr. Gerwin Price winning that one. Now we're going to move into the Euro Tour, though. Actually, Gerwin Price, Luke Humphreys, and who was that last person that said I'm not gonna participate in this one? I think it was Smith. It was Michael Smith. He elected not to play in this Euro Tour this go around. But Danny Baggish and Jeff Smith did qualify, so a couple more North Americans in participation. Unfortunately, not having the best go arounds in this one, as Rusty Jake Rodriguez was just a little bit too much with I think he had 6 180s and I think 6 legs. That's, you throw that at me, it's going to be tough to beat you. It really is, especially when you're maybe struggling to hit a triple or two. What's your thoughts, Ryan?
Well, so I played Danny before he left in the Florida League, and I said something to Danny. I was like, I wanted to push you harder because every time you get a match here, I want it to feel like it's a match overseas, and then we're getting there. Jeff Smith's another quality player. We're getting there. I think the more and more these guys play, the better they're going to get. The Euro Tour, the PDC 4 matches, the Players Championships, qualifying for the Grand Slam. Been talking a little more on the inside of the PDC lately, so I understand what these guys are going through. But I mean, kudos. They qualified for the Euro Tour. Those things are not easy to qualify. They go over, they work their butt off to qualify, and then they got to go play.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and I think actually Danny went over quick fashion from the CDC weekend, if I remember correctly. Right, Sean?
Yeah, actually, all 3 of those guys, Danny, Leonard, and Matt, all had like a day or two, and then they went to Amsterdam. So. The travel has been aplenty for all 3 of those guys. And, I mean, Gates stopped off at home in Houston to play a CSC Challenger Series match and then flew over. So, I don't know. A
little bit farther for him, huh? A little bit extra for him. Hey, I mean, more power to those guys. I don't know how some of them do it. I mean, the travel that we do alone can be daunting, let alone those guys on a sometimes every other week basis to every other month. They're going back overseas and having to deal with that time change. And it's not a great time change. It's going back in time. So you're playing at essentially 4 or 5 a.m. when you're used to snoozing in bed for another 3-4 hours potentially. So yeah, that can be tough. But moving on with the tournament, Adrian Lewis having a nice run to the quarterfinals. Nice to see Jackpot kind of back in somewhat of a good form. I hope he kind of keeps chugging with that one. We'll see how that goes. But it was two unique fellas, Dave Chisnell and Andrew Gilding, coming out into the finals. Andrew Gilding doing Andrew Gilding things. What do you think, Sean?
He just cruises, man. He cruises up to that line, slides right on over, gets set, and just throws the coolest darts ever. It looks like he's hardly tossing them when they when he's doing it the right way. He does throw some snatchy darts, don't get me wrong, but when it's so pretty. It's so pretty when it works. It looks like he's just like sticking them in the board.
Ryan, I wanted to ask you, you've been playing the game now for 30 years probably. I wanted to ask you about possibly playing against a guy like that. Have you ever played somebody that has a very mechanical mindset? They do the same thing every single time at the Aki. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Those guys don't bother me. The players that bother me are the ones that and then throw and then throw. You know, those are the ones that really.
Who does that?
Whoa! I don't watch them. I don't watch them play because you get to find yourself doing stuff. But no, I mean it's the methodicals. You got to think about it. It's the mindset of the game. You got to stay in the match. You think about the basics when you're up there. How do I keep myself going? And remember your throw. Remember your stance. Remember your release. You just kind of keep going through it in your mind so you don't get caught up in the aspects of being down 2 or 3 legs.
I like that mentality. I think that you just got to find a way to keep your focus on your game, whether it's looking at the ground or doing something else. But yeah, he's one of those individuals. He sucks on a mint. He walks up there all mechanical like and does the same thing every time. I don't know. It'd be detrimental for me to play him, I feel, just because I'd be sitting there watching him the whole time, wondering how he's doing it. But kudos to both those guys making the run. It was Chizzy throwing a nice 9-darter, our first in 3 years on the Euro Tour, in the semifinals, where he actually had a nice 103 average, playing Danny Noppert. Kudos to Chizzy coming out on top in this one, finally lifting a nice title after a while. What do you guys think here?
Chizzy's due. I think Chizzy could do more. I don't know. He's the jobber
has the
of
ugliest
the
throw in darts. It's the ugliest throw in darts, and it's the whole problem. Sorry, Ryan.
I mean,
you said
the guy. I have no problem with him.
You said snatchy darts for Gelding. I was like, and you're not going to mention Chisnell right now? That last dart could be just, whoa! It could be Richie Burnett-esque. Not to the extent with the kick, but with the flail of the arm.
Trip. It's so impressive how he throws and still gets so many 180s. It blows my mind.
It is pretty impressive, isn't it? It is pretty impressive.
For 20 years, if you've thrown that way for 20 years and they look at you, they think you're foreign.
Well, there he is, folks. Dave Chisnell winning it outright. Nice big old trophy for that one, too. Kudos to him. But moving on, how about a little WDF British Classic? This one's a good one, as it's actually a event that has 2 WDF singles events to it. So it actually has a gold and a silver. So an automatic berth into the WDF Lakeside World Championships at stake for this one, as well as a silver spot. So a pretty good ranking system points margin up for offer here. And in the men's British Classic, that's the silver ranking one. James Richardson won over Gary Stone, 6-4. James Richardson, a quality player who's been on the PDC circuit off and on in years past, throwing a nice 91.05 to win that one. And listen to this, 309 players, gentlemen. Wouldn't you crave to play in an event with that many players involved in it? That is just unheard of here in North America. But man, overseas, you get events like that all the time. What do you think, John?
No, I just want 2 players. I want a 50-50 chance. And I thank you. Yeah, no thanks. No, I'm just kidding. That's amazing. 300 and you said 309?
309, sir. And then for the men's British Open, it was 296. And that was your gold spot at offer, so an automatic berth. And that was won by Reese Colley, 6-3 over Chris Landman. And that was 91.93 to a 91.99. So a little entertaining final there. For the women, ladies British Classic was Bo Greaves coming out on top, 5-1 to Lisa Ashton, and an impressive 84.06 for her compared to a 76.09 for Lisa. 82 players in that one. For the Ladies British Open, an automatic berth into the Lakeside World Championships. Lisa Ashton won that one, 5-1 over Eileen de Graaf. So, Lisa Ashton, we're going to see her at Lakeside. Maybe. And why is that, folks? Because she could potentially be in the PDC World Championships. Oh, wait, she pretty much already is guaranteed that spot, as she's going to wrap up the World Series in that first spot, and that guarantees her a spot in that one. So what happens at stake with that one? Does it roll over? But Bo Greaves, folks, I just wanted to get a little quick picture of her. That young lady is doing big things as she grabs another gold title on the year. And I think she's had somewhat of upwards of 15. I know it's 10 plus. It's 10 plus. Ryan, what do you think about this girl's capabilities in the next 5 years? Do you see her being a multiple-time world champion?
Dominant. She's dominant. She will dominate the ladies' side for a long time just because she's come up and when she's in the field, she's the one to beat. If Fallon and Lisa's there, they're with her, but I'm sorry, but in the next 5 years, she'll be the one to beat in any field you see her at.
It's hard for me to disagree.
Dominant.
I think that Fallon and Lisa definitely are quality shots, and don't get me wrong, Fallon's definitely been getting the attention, getting the reps in against the heavy hitters, and so is Lisa. I mean, she was a tour card holder for 2 years there, but it's just the things that Bo's doing is unlike Fallon and Lisa has done against these ladies in the past. So do we see her step it up and play the big boys down the road? I would love to see it. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I hope so. You look at, she won 5-1 over Lisa Ashton in the final of the Ladies British Classic and averaged 84 to Lisa's 76. Lisa throws a 76 pretty much in the Ladies British Open final and beats Eileen de Graaf 5-1. So you can just see a gap there. There's an obvious gap. Now, of course, Bo not making the finals of that one probably says something, but she wins everything that she plays in pretty much. It's so impressive. If she's not playing with the boys and beating some of them within the next 5 years, 3 years, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that, but it's very well a possibility, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. But something I noticed, I looked at the rankings for the WDF, and this is it's tough to say, but it looks like a Canadian will not play in the WDF Lakeside World Championships because there's not enough points on offer. We're not seeing a gold spot at Seacoast this year, so no automatic berth for somebody, a potential Canadian coming down and or U.S. person. And right now, currently ranked 69th is Sean Burt, 90th for Jim Long, 111th for Kara Kennedy, and Trish Gretzik is in 112th. So really just out of reach for any Canadian to be in the World Championships, and that's a shame because Sean Burt really did a number last year in that bracket. I was looking forward to possibly seeing him return, but unfortunately circumstances are. So it is what it is. I just don't think it's going to happen this year. But moving on, we'll go to the September Dart of the Month. I wanted to mention that from usadartsproduction. The Mardi Gras Barrel. You get a free swag bag with your purchase. Head on over to usadartsproduction and grab one of those sets today, or one of those nice mega tactical cases. Those are nice little cases for individuals that maybe have 3 or 4 darts that they like to play with. Never been one of those guys, but some people are. Maybe a soft tip, maybe a steel tip set, maybe a couple sets.
I can't be your friend and not make you say Mardi Gras one more time.
Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras.
Oh boy.
Mardi Gras. That's the Kansas boy coming out, bud. That's the Kansas boy coming out. Mardi Gras.
All right, everybody.
You're welcome.
I did you the favor.
You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome? All right, let's move on.
No
Boom
grass
goes the
here.
Mardi Gras.
That's going to be our new one for all those boom goes the dynamite lovers, I guess.
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, we'll move on. Good one, Sean. Good one, buddy. We'll go on to the PPD with the CSC Challenger Series as well as the TOC. Starting off with that CSC, we've only got, 4 or 5 players left in both of our brackets, Sean. For Division I, it's Gates, Hinsey, Doyle, Millar, and Lidicky.
It's Millar. Lidicky got beat by Millar.
Is it? I was wondering if
yeah.
he did last night or not, so it's going to be Millar coming through, so our top 4 is set. And that changes things a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be really – I mean, that is some heavy hitters there.
Well,
buddy.
Averages, Leonard Gates, 5.70. Rick Hinsey, 5.43. Kenny Doyle, 5.31. Jeremiah Millar going into that last match, 5.35. So your differential there is minimum. And this is a race to 9 cricket battle, folks. So really a lengthy match every time these guys play. And to have that kind of average afterwards is impressive. Yeah. So that is where those top 4 are. And they've already earned a good chunk of money, but they're playing for $4,500 potentially. It's going to be on the line, and we're going to see our king seat tomorrow in Leonard Gates and Rick Hinsey take the stage right here on USA Darts and Partners Promoting Darts. Man, do you have a favorite in Division I?
I love all 4 of these guys. Man, you're putting me on the spot here. Rick Hinsey, I think, is in the finals somehow. He might lose tomorrow, and he might make it to the final in the rematch. I just don't see him. He's throwing too quietly comfortable right now, if you know what I'm saying. Gates just keeps getting pushed and pushed and pushed. I think eventually it might lead to him cracking. It might be Monday. It's a lot of travel. He's been doing a lot of travel.
You know, I'm going to let Ryan pick a favorite before I speak. What do you think, Ryan?
Gates will win that king seat, and it'll be a Gates-Millar final.
Confident with confidence.
Once before. I've already seen those 2 meet up before in a format similar.
With confidence. I'm going to go on the limb. I'm going to think Rick Hinsey's going to surprise everybody in this king seat and win it. And then I think Gates will eventually come back and double dip. Just because I can see Gates doing that. Just for fun.
I don't know. Gates got pushed pretty hard by Millar last time. He got pushed pretty hard.
He did.
And was able to subdue that. It's going to be hard to see Gates getting beat. I think Ryan's probably correct. I think you and I are calling it with our hearts a little bit more than our brains, probably.
Probably, but that's just us, sniffing for opportunities here. Division number 2, Randy White, Brian Smith, Jeff Burney, and Aaron Ham. Your averages, Randy White, 4.49, Brian Smith, 4.39, Jeff Burney, 4.22, Aaron Ham, 4.33, a differential of 0.27, folks, overall. Aaron Ham is your king seat right now. Who do you got, Ryan? Let's hear it one more time, buddy. Have you played any of these guys? Do you have a favorite?
That's going to come down to, I think, the experienced player, because it's such a long format. I mean, the 449. I really think Randy will pull it out. I really do, just because he's carrying that 449 over the series. It really will show its ugly head it'll show its ugly head in that division. You got your Millar and your Hinsey; those guys are used to stepping up to the next level. I see that highest average taking it all.
Oh, he sure put on a performance in Wednesday night, correct, Sean? He played Tyler Holmes and really displayed some outstanding stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, he very well could be the one. We haven't seen Aaron Ham play on stream before, so that would be one that I would like to see before I, say, yeah, I'm confident in this fella, even though he's the king seat. But Sean, who do you have?
Man, I don't know if I should say this, but we really need Randy White. We need Randy White to keep it going. No, he's the only location that has a streaming board close by. So, come on, Randy.
Well, I guess release the beans, why don't you? Yeah, I mean, potentially that it could be a crummy situation, but hopefully it plays out, or else Will's going to be doing a little traveling potentially and going to the bar to stream it ourselves. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll figure it out. But moving on, we got the TOC coming up, guys. TOC is going to be great. Ryan's going to be playing. Sean is going to be commentating with me as well as Nick Teixeira. We'll be doing the production for the whole kit and caboodle. I'm looking forward to this one. TOC is, of course, October. Well, this one doesn't. Yeah, it has the dates on the top. October 1st through the 4th, 2022. So that's going to be next Saturday, folks. Next Saturday is when we start that. Yeah. Look at that payout.
Look at those payouts. Ryan, when you see a tournament,
million.
When you're playing in a tournament where the payouts equal $2 million, does that put a little extra pressure on you, bud?
No.
He says no. Easy peasy. Get out of here. Get out of here, Ryan. Calm, cool, collective. But we know you're telling a fib here, sir. I'd be. We're not even say what I would be feeling.
We have the easy jobs.
Yeah.
We have the easy jobs.
Changing the underoos is what I'd be doing.
That cricket singles invitational is stupid good. I mean, not great players, stupid good. You're just all about who you draw. I mean, it's 2 out of 3. I mean, you come out 7-0, 7-0, and you get to the next match and you shoot 5, and then your opponent shoots 7. Now you're moving into the second round. It's the losers bracket. You're like, holy cow! It's just stupid how it turns quick. Anybody can come out of that. Your top runners will be just hard to beat. Period. I don't care. And Jules and Gates and Millar and Doyle, those guys, Kinsey, already in the other Final Four. Now they're going to see them again.
Well, we do have names, folks, so we'll go ahead and drop a little ticker here of all the names in the men's and women's CSI. So they'll go to kind of scroll along. For those that are watching here live, can take a peek at those. But yeah, you said it: Jules, Gates, Millar, Kenny Doyle. They're all going to be really tough. Rick Kinsey as well. But it is a 2 out of 3 race that's a triple elimination. So 2 of those are 2 out of 3, and then your last bracket is a single leg. So it's scary if you're one of those top dogs, because you don't have a lot of legs to play with and possibly have them jump out on you early and then make that comeback. It's quick darts. I mean, you got to be on the ball. You got to be there, or else you're unfortunately going to be in the losers bracket. So anything can happen here. I'm really looking forward to potentially seeing where this one goes and who's going to come out our champions. And it's $10,000 for first in the men's CSI, $5,000 for first in the women's CSI. What do you got, Sean?
Wow. All right. That's insane, first of all. So I know there's more pressure on Ryan than he's telling me. Secondly, all right, Ryan, you get to choose who interviews you, either me or Nick. Who would you rather interview you for the CSI? You have to pick right now.
I'll interview myself. Hey, this is Ryan Mooneyham. I just got my butt kicked again. All right, moving on.
No, positivity. It's before you play. When you still have hope.
I have to go with Boom Goes the Dynamite.
All right, so
There we
Nick
go.
it is. Will's unavailable, so I'm going to assume you mean Nick.
Yeah,
you should mic me up and let me commentate my own match and just, there's another 9 mark. Oh, yep, he threw another one.
Your opponent would hate you forever.
It would be fun. It would be fun. And actually, Ryan's going to probably be tagging in for some commentary if he does have a moment in between matches and or possibly finds his way out of the tournament rather than winning, which who knows, that can happen. Only one winner.
He won't have a moment.
You won't have a moment. We'll see. But yeah, it is one of those things. Ryan, you've played in this before. You've taken a 3rd place finish in this event. A nice chunk of change came your way in that one. Is there any advice you have to players, or are you just going to keep that? You probably going to keep this to yourself because, buddy, you're in this event. So I don't blame you if you just say, nope, not at all. Don't want to say anything. What's your take?
It don't matter who you play against. You just got to believe you can throw as high as your opponent or better. Let's say you do get a Millar or Gates. You know what to expect. Just match them and try to beat them. I mean, you get too busy because as soon as you miss, you're like, oh, I'm over with. You're still in the match. You got to keep your head down and keep going after it and look for their mistakes. If they don't make one, then you move on to your next round. You do get triple elimination. It is all cricket. You can battle back. Hopefully you'll come out of the gate strong. You gain a point lead. You maintain your point lead. You push them to the next leg. I don't know. I got lucky last time in a few matches because they missed and I capitalized with a 9 or single bull, double bull for a quick win. Anybody can win this thing. It's crazy. You know what your high averages will do. But you also know that they will have that one leg and you hope it's against you.
So Ryan, this is going to be diddle every leg. I'm assuming, correct? No, it's going to be
Loser starts game 2.
Loser starts game 2, and then your cork and last leg.
I believe so, if I remember right.
Okay, so that kind of changes things. I'm about to say the cork can be a big thing here. Potentially, but that kind of lessens the load a little bit. As if those who don't know, this is going to be me and Sean's first TOC, so that's why we're kind of bringing in Ryan from a player side because he's had the benefit of, as he says, 10th TOC. Jeez Louise for Ryan.
Will was 15.
Yeah, almost, almost, buddy. No, but it's nice to get your opinion on things and potentially what could happen. It's just all about the draw, I think, and just playing in your own mindset, like you mentioned, and just knowing, hey, I've got a shot. It doesn't matter who it is. Just put them in those tough spots that they can't get out of. Play strategically wise and go from there. Go from there. Any other words you have about the event, Ryan, or anything else you want to say about it?
Yeah, the one thing I really like about the CSI, both for the men's and women's, it's got a few floor matches, but it's mainly played in it's usually 5 or 6 boards with stadium seating. So not every one of those matches will be streamed, but you can have. I liked it because I'll turn around and there's all my people that I've played darts with or friends and family are in there watching you play, and you're in a 9th place match. You're not. It's one thing I like about it because they give you your own little section. The other thing that's really crazy about this thing is you're like, well, who beat so-and-so? And really? So-and-so won that match? Because it's so quick. It surprises you quickly on who wins and who gets knocked out. And the averages are thrown out the door. I don't care. You start with a 9, you back up with a 9, you crash the bull early or you do whatever, and your opponent has a 2-mark round and you take them out. And they were the favorite. I mean, it goes quick in CSI.
Well, nice to hear your little side there. Just kind of little input on it because I'm thrilled to be there. I'm thrilled to be at the event. We're going to be trying to stream 4 boards for this one. So, yes, we won't be able to stream everything, but we're going to try to bring you as much as we can. We're going to be doing some interviews as well and trying to make this a nice show for everybody instead of a stream. So that's always our goal and what we want to do. We hope to do that. We hope to do that. But we're not only is the CSI going on, but you also have a couple other events with triples and doubles. For triples, there's 12 divisions with 16 teams per division. First is $1,128. For doubles, 16 divisions, 16 teams per. How about $750 for first? And that TOC finale, this is cool. This is really cool, Sean. I don't know if you've heard about the TOC finale. Blind draw format, 3 different levels. You get you never know who your partner's going to be, blind draw. You get matched with somebody, your elite final is $20,000 on the line, so $10,000 a piece. $10,000 a piece for a blind draw.
My buddy Chuck from Indy got in the elite final, and he said jokingly, it's going to be the first blind draw he's ever showed up to where people don't want to pick him.
That is great. That is great. And then all of a sudden you make a run. That's how that bad boy goes. Is you just all of a sudden make a run and take off. Just get a good partner and take off. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes. For the other payments, Masters men is $10,000, women is $8,000. For pro, men $2,500, and for women $2,000. So still, I mean, your lowest bracket for women is going to split $1,000 a piece in that TOC finale. Just really cool stuff. I'm looking forward to see who gets matched with who. I made a joke. I get Gates. That's all that matters. But I'm stuck in the production area, so we'll see how it goes. Ryan, are you playing in the TOC finale, or are you just playing in the CSIs?
I'm only there because of the CSI. So 4 weeks ago, when I got back from Vegas from you, I had another procedure done on my heart, and I can't take 4 days. I'm going to play 1 day with Hannah and my friend Jamie, playing the CSI, then I'm done with darts. I can't, like Shark Tank. You see how I looked at Shark Tank when I got home. I had 2 days to recover. Blueberry Hill had a rough day. Last weekend I played the Dart Madness, and I had a Sunday where I couldn't get out of bed. I can't take that much darts. I'm just working on the CSI and a few events, and then running my mouth with you guys when I can.
Hey, I like it. I like it, buddy. I like it. But honestly, yeah, it is a shame that you're not getting the full 4 days in, but we totally understand your circumstances. You got to kind of take a break. Maybe that allows you to step in the booth, do some commentary. We know that you enjoy that, and we always love having you in the commentary booth as well. So, you never know.
Vegas trip that got me in the hospital.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that.
You beat me down, making me calm.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Jeez, I was.
Funny.
Go ahead.
I came back from Vegas. Because on Sunday, I didn't feel good. Flew home on Monday. On Tuesday, I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for a week. I think the funny thing of it is if I had not gone to Vegas, I could be sitting here right now without having anything fixed. I think that Vegas trip is what it pushed me over the line where I had to go in and get checked out, and they found that one of my bypasses was failing. So it sucked, but I really needed that trip to Vegas to highlight, and and the workload that we put in is incredible. So you put me in the hospital, bud.
Don't put that evil on me. Don't put that evil on me. I'm telling you.
No, he wants you to say you're welcome is what he wants, I guess.
No. Actually, it's the rest of the year is all cardiac rehab for me. I'm playing a limited schedule till January, so I'm gonna start fresh in January. I will play Missouri Open and then Vegas, and then after that, I've got some dates planned. But the rest of this year is just cardiac rehab.
Well, we hope you can get back into form pretty quickly, but in the meantime, we'll just bring you on in for some commentary, and we'll just wing it from there. So for Steel Tip, we got some future events coming the way. We got Witch City, as well as Ghost on the Coast, as well as Seacoast Open. And I wanted to mention here that Witch City and Ghost on the Coast can be big, or not Ghost on the Coast, but Witch City and Seacoast can be big for U.S. darts, as the WDF ranking system's playing out kind of funky. You also have one individual in there who is already qualified for the PDC World Championships. That could mess some stuff up, potentially, so just fair warning. Hopefully, we get the players that we're supposed to in the WDF as well as on that PDC side, but just a mentionable there as we kind of go into that side of things. For soft tip, of course, we got the PPD DRTs as well as our CSC Challenger Series every Monday and Wednesday night. That's going to be rounding off probably in the next few weeks, so make sure to tune in via USA Darts. Five or so, because we're going to take that week off. But make sure, you tune in and enjoy some of that coverage every Monday and Wednesday night here on USA Darts, as well as Partners Promoting Darts Facebook and YouTube pages. And last but not least, Tournament of Champions, right around the corner, folks. October 1st through the 4th. We'll say it again. Sean Green, Nick Teixeira, and I will be the production crew for this bad boy. Looking forward to putting on a good show for you all. So join us, if you would, on all our platforms. Guys.
All I'm telling you this is I'm sending you a picture with me wearing a hat. Go back to that thing. Look at the full head of hair, and then me. Look at that.
Hey, buddy.
Wow.
It's the youth on the other two for you.
You guys are doing that to me. That's
you got more hair than I do. What are you talking about?
Hey, well, unfortunately, you won't be able to wear that Colts hat at TOC, so good on all of us. Good on all of us, buddy. Well, thanks.
I dare you to wear that.
Kick me out.
Thanks,
no, they probably
thanks for joining us, folks. We definitely appreciate it. A little last words here, folks. Ryan, do you want to say anything before we head out?
Yes, I want you guys to really think about what the CDC has done. Danny Lobby's been doing overseas. The PDC Tour players, Gates, Cameron. If you don't have the PDC TV app, you need to get it. Your North American players, I think, will showcase some great darts and win several matches this year in the World Championships. They've got a lot of stage presence. They're comfortable going up in front of those crowds now. They get in tune to what the vibe of the match. I mean, look at Matt Campbell. I mean, look at Baggage. Look what Cameron's done. I mean, this is the year that I see some breakouts for North American on that World Championship stage. We're not going out first couple rounds, folks. Somebody's gonna make a deep run this year.
I love it. Potentially, we can hope. We can only hope. Sean, any last words for you, sir?
I mean, Ryan stole mine. I am really excited for fall darts. Is the time of year. It's so wonderful. You have some majors that lead into the World Darts Championship. Continental Cup is next month, October 22nd, that Saturday. PDC.TV if you can't make it out to Queens, New York. It's going to be amazing, man. And thanks for letting me on again, Will. Apparently being associated with you makes people think that you say boom goes the dynamite. I apologize.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it. No, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. Nature of the beast. But before we head out,
late to apologize.
Oh, just maybe. Before we head out, Tim Goodwin saying, don't forget bonus money for those qualified. So, yeah, $50,000 in the Supercharger bonus pool at TOC. Definitely make sure you get involved.
You know how that works?
We've been kind of touched base on it with how it works and stuff. Ryan, let us know.
So, top 500 in points coming in the TOC. If they win an event, doesn't matter if it's the last division or the majors or the top division, they get a piece of that $50,000. So you win several events, you get a big chunk of that pie.
Can't go wrong there.
Did you see Jay Fouché said best part about the elite final is that last place gets $900.
That is great. Last place gets a little something thrown at them. So I guess if you're not going to win, go for last and get another extra chunk. And also, Jay mentioned he hopes that they can get out of Florida as hurricane season's coming into view for them. So we hope that everybody from the Florida area can make it up, and everybody that qualified for TOC is in attendance because we want to see you there. We want to shake your hands. We want to meet you. If we have not, we want to give those friendly people that we've already seen a big hug too. So we'll see you there, folks. What do you say? But alrighty, that does it for us. That's episode number 9, folks. Sean, thanks for joining me. Ryan, appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for giving us a nice little player perspective for TOC as well as the CSC Challenger Series. And you all at home, we appreciate you joining us for our Bullshooting Podcast. If you get the chance, check out our audio version. It'll probably be available in the next day or two on all your podcasting platforms, as that little bit helps as well. So thanks for joining us, folks. We will see you next time on USA Darts. Take care.
Go Colts.
Terrible.